Hello and welcome. We are back for another exciting episode of Living Well Together
Big life in a small town.
with our new sign.
New sign.
We got a new sign.
And our new guest.
All things new. We are so fortunate today. You're going to love this episode. I'll just tell you now. The episode today is going to include our friend, there's a long list.
Yes, give all the titles.
Okay, first thing.
Okay.
My hair guy, my son-in-law's father, our granddaughter's other granddad. It's a long list. It is a long list. And we have been acquainted a long time.
A long time.
I'm going to say 25 years at least you've been cutting my hair.
25 years?
Well, yeah, because I actually called to get an appointment with Dr. Moon.
Uh-huh.
Oh, right.
I got there.
You got stuck with the rookie. Yeah, that was a minute ago.
Switch.
It was, yeah. That happens kind of now too for other patients. So I'm glad you guys connected though. That was perfect.
Yeah.
Because then from there, what happened?
A multitude of things over 25 years.
Yeah.
But what you're going to learn today is he's an entrepreneur, a salon hairstylist, a
investment guy.
Right, real estate.
Real estate.
The word I'm looking for is
Renaissance man.
okay. Yes. Well, and a best-selling author. Recently, the most recent thing on his resume.
I knew that's where you were
interior
going.
design. That's the word I was looking for. Famous for a lot of different things in Fairborn. So, kind of what we want to start with is, how long you been around here? What happened here? How'd you get here?
I was born here.
Born and raised in
love
Fairborn, Ohio.
63 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you've been married to the same woman for how many of those years?
42.
You have been married longer than you have not.
I know, right?
That is a gift. She's actually in here too, but we're not going to
Yeah.
spin the camera because she said don't do it.
Yeah. But Abby's in with us too. You
Actually,
can say hi.
Well, so the funniest thing, because and Abby she manages our bank, so we've known them a very long time, and then our children met a few years back, and so now their children and our children are making children, which is wild.
It was destiny. God planned.
Oh, I'm thinking we don't have a destiny in our family. That's a completely different family, babe. Sorry, I left the planet there for just a second. But what we want, and born and raised here, small town USA, and just give us a little bit of your story. Just kind of start from the top and work your way through something that makes us closer to here.
Wow. Well, my family come from Eastern Kentucky. They migrated here, for a better life. And my folks had 7 kids. And,
Where did you rank in the lineup?
youngest of 7.
Youngest of 7. How old is the oldest?
There was 10 years between us.
10 years. Wow.
Yeah, so pretty quick.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so went to
Close
school
together.
here in Fairborn. And,
You said something about the LBJ Headstart program.
yeah,
That
I was
you-
the first class
Okay.
in the Head Start program here in Fairborn.
That's wild. That was the very first year
Yep.
that it started? That's amazing. Is it still going on now?
It is.
Is it really?
Yeah. Fairborn still has a Head Start program,
That's amazing.
helping a lot of kids in need.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
That's fantastic. Did you guys live in the same house all growing up?
No, we lived in a few houses growing up.
Did you have a favorite? Graham has a favorite of the houses that you guys have lived in, so I'm curious.
Yeah, I did have a favorite. I was about the age of 9. I was kind of being foster parented.
Okay.
And so that house became my favorite house. And so it was
Understandable.
pretty cool house.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us how you became fostered? Do you want to go into that?
Well, my parents had gotten divorced.
Okay.
My mother had to go to work for the first time. And so I was pretty much on my own. So neighbor kind of noticed,
Oh, wow. It was a neighbor that fostered you.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
it really wasn't a legal thing. It was just
A heart thing.
somebody
She saw a need and
saw a
helped
need.
take good
just
care.
Like,
That's so special.
took in,
Yeah.
she liked to take in strays.
Human strays, dog strays,
All kinds of
kitty
strays.
strays, all the strays. Okay. Oh, that's so sweet.
And in all the
then-
ways that could have went, which is 100
Yeah,
different ways, it seems to
exactly.
have worked out really, really well.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
you know, God
And-
had his hand in it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's all part of your story, isn't
It
it?
is part of it.
Mhm.
It's all part of the story. You know, I didn't even realize. I didn't even realize the volume of the story until I started writing it, and I
Yeah.
did that. You know, I felt like my kids didn't really know who I was, so it's like I wanted to write this down for my kids, and
This-
then
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Like, how long have you known that that story was in you, just wanting to come out, needing pages?
I would say the last few years.
Okay.
You know, as you get older, you start realizing that you know,
I wish
you
I didn't
wanna-
understand.
We totally
I kind of do. Yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of get it. Did you, when you started writing, were you using your computer or did you actually write? on
No, I
pen
was
to
doing it
paper?
on a tablet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and we started the same way, just scratching stuff down and so yeah, we're both Amazon bestsellers.
It was
It's
my
fabulous.
sister Gail.
Yeah.
When she first moved away, the first Christmas she moved away, I had sent her a letter,
Okay.
and probably 20 years later, she came home for Christmas one time and she said, "I want you to read something." So I was reading this, and it's like my first thought was, this person has amazing handwriting. It's like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is actually me. And so it was interesting because I wrote her a story
Yeah.
about, what Christmas
Mm-hmm.
memories was for me. And so had sent it away to her for,
Yeah.
it was her first Christmas away from home. So it was kind of cool that she brought that back to me. And it was kind of like, opened the door for, it was kind of fun writing down all those memories and stuff.
So that sort of triggered that for you?
A little
Like,
bit,
I
yeah.
need to write down more
Yeah.
of these memories
Yeah.
and
Well,
start
and
putting them
she
into
had
a book?
shared with me, she said,
Yeah.
this is one of my prized possessions. She said, I love this. It's like,
Oh my
a
gosh.
piece of our history here.
Yeah.
And so
Oh my gosh, Jack,
so it was
that's
just
so
kinda-
special.
it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get the book from I think I want to write this down to now it's available for sale, which we will talk about as well. How do you acquire it?
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't intend to publish it.
Really?
I didn't.
Okay.
I wanted to write it and print it, for the kids.
Right.
And I sent it away. Actually, I talked to an editor first,
Uh-huh.
and she said, "This is kind of a cool story. I think
Yeah.
you really need to maybe think about publishing this." And so she said, "Would you mind if I send it to,
Some people
Her
that I know. Yeah. Her
publicist,
people.
People
Yeah.
in the biz, yeah.
And so, and then I actually talked to you guys about the publish this.
Yeah. That we had
Yeah.
used. Uh-huh.
And so
Yeah.
she kind of hooked me up too.
Yeah.
So that was it just all kind of evolved. And so my original transcript was 500 pages.
Wow.
And so when I really decided to publish it,
Mm-hmm.
I went through and whittled it down to 126 pages.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it really
Are
was.
but you have all those other 350 pages. What are you planning on doing with those?
Well, there's a couple of other books in there that if
Yeah.
I choose to put them in there, I could.
Jack, so you're going to have a series.
Well, you wouldn't have to like read all of them, but
Uh-huh.
it's like one is about my grandmothers.
Okay.
And then of course there's my story that is,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Tell us the name of the book.
Beautifully Broken.
Yes. Such a,
Oh.
I mean, just, Graham, can you pop in the cover? The cover. It's just so poignant. I mean, you just look at it and you can just feel just your soul coming through. It's just beautiful. And it's you and Teddy on the
Teddy,
cover.
my grandson.
Yes.
And he happens to look a lot like I did when I was that age. So
It's just
So
really,
it's hard not to like, when you're writing
Mm-hmm.
and you're spending a lot of time with your grandkids, and Teddy he's such a, he's just a real presence, so it's like, all of them are, but it's like he just, when they look so much like you, it's like, And then you're writing about yourself when you're that age, and it's like,
And it's almost like you can
yes,
see.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you can just really kind of look at him and think, wow, that was me when I was going through this or that. It's like,
Personality wise, is he also very matched to you, or just more about the way you looked?
we do
Both.
share some, some similarities.
I mean, all your grandchildren are just precious.
They are.
Because the oldest one is Russell, and
Russell,
then Teddy, and then
Teddy and the honey.
And then Honey. Yeah, little Esther Honey.
Yeah.
That it's amazing. And so, did you find that the process was pretty easy once you got going, or
It was.
And then all the rewrites or edits, you went through that together too with the team.
Yes. And I did have a team, and I first sent. We had to learn how to work together, and so I sent some of my manuscripts to her, and she kind of rewrote them. And she sent them to me, and it was like, well, this is nice, but it's really not me.
Where am I?
It's a great story, but
Yeah.
and all the details are the same, but
Yeah.
it's like it just wasn't the same. So I said, what I really want you to do is just take what I send you and just make sure that it's
Grammatically okay,
Yes,
and
exactly.
punctuation is where it needs to be, but leave you there.
The essence.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, don't lose that essence.
and so the process was good.
Yeah.
And it was easy.
Yeah.
Once I got started and kind of got my rhythm. And you do have to find your rhythm when you're writing.
It's true.
Yeah.
Have you continued to write? Do you still put things down?
Yeah.
So it's more. Is it like a hobby? Like you're going to just keep that up forever?
I think I'll probably do it forever.
Yeah.
It's like I can't imagine not writing now.
Do you do fictional things, or are you always writing about just what you know to be the truth?
Well,
Will you make up new stories of adventure
the third book that I'm writing is about Sebastian, and Sebastian is a character in Beautifully Broken, and so.
Do you want to talk about Sebastian just as a little teaser?
Well, Sebastian,
If you don't want to, it's okay.
Yeah. Sebastian came to me. I don't really. He is a real part of my journey, and so. But the book I'm writing is 99.9% fiction because it's like that. So but it was easy because the direction was already there. Sebastian's personality was already there, and so it was kind of easy to.
Oh, it's going to be so fun.
Kind of a,
Do you have a timeline for the other books?
I don't. Just trying to get through this one first and see how it goes. And,
you have tons of good reviews, like 5-star reviews. It's really been a hit.
Yeah. I got a notification that it is on the international bestseller list.
Congratulations. You'll get a new badge.
A new badge, yes. Out of a list of 100, it's 40 on the list. And
oh my gosh, that's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
So.
Do you know off the top of your head what the categories are?
I don't right off the top of my head.
I can never remember. I have to look at
4 categories.
Yeah. Oh, it's so exciting. It's so exciting.
It is exciting.
I love that.
It's exciting that, when you're writing about yourself, but it becomes like it becomes like it's not you anymore. Yeah. It's like you're writing about this kid, and when you have kids and grandchildren, it's really easy to kind of take yourself out of your body and kind of look at that and look at the journey and write about the journey. And so it was really an amazing journey.
You did a lot of homework too, though. I mean, you did some travel.
Yes.
Like going back to the communities in Kentucky and meeting people that you'd maybe met but maybe not.
Yeah.
And letting them help fill in the blanks a little bit.
Yeah, that was
land ownership and
a huge.
Whose cow was it that went through the fence?
Exactly.
That really happened?
Yeah. Well, that didn't happen,
sort of, yeah.
Sort of.
I think that's how the Hatfields and the McCoys got started.
Oh,
no, that was a pig.
Oh, I don't know.
But you did a lot of legwork to get some details for
because I
to make it accurate.
counseled with a therapist, to talk to her about, childhood development and what that child was
that's
going
cool.
through.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to be able to better represent, and speak with confidence about what was going on
Okay.
for this kid.
Right.
Accuracy in the process.
Yes.
Sort of like the background and what
Right.
he would be
Right.
emotionally, where
Exactly.
he was at
Yeah.
through that time.
Yeah.
Because it was very traumatic.
Very traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, very traumatic. I you don't realize it when you're going through it as a child, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's very traumatic. And it's amazing the ability that a child has to cope and to
Block out,
survive
move on.
and, and just,
Yeah. You had
exist.
angels all around you
Oh.
too.
Mm-hmm.
But the story is one of hope,
Completely.
isn't it?
Yes.
And the light that you want to shine on the book is to help other people.
Absolutely. I said, if people read this book and they leave feeling sorry for that kid,
Yeah.
they didn't get it.
Right.
Because it's far beyond that. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you feel like it's the presence of the other people that brought you to how old are you at the end of the story?
Well, at the end of the story, I'm an adult.
Okay. And so at that point, people can see where
Yes.
the journey has brought
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Exactly.
So good. Yeah.
So yeah.
It's so exciting, Jack. And I'm so excited for other people to read it too. I think that they're going to be excited just based on everything that we know and the people that have read it and the reviews that we've read as well. It's just really so special.
Yeah.
Plus, it adds to your celebrity status in our town. I love that.
He is
Like
a celebrity,
walking down the
isn't he,
street-
Abby? You're
walking
married
down
to
the
a
street with a
celebrity.
cup of coffee, and people are now like, "Hey, I know that guy." But our town, I am curious to hear about over the years salon life.
Yeah, that's what I was
Business
wondering
in
too. Like,
Fairborn.
how many salons have you owned over your
whole bunch.
lifetime? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I started when I was 17
Okay.
at Studio 6.
Okay.
And one of the instructors at the Greene County Career Center was the salon owner.
Oh, that's cool.
So I left the school and went straight into the salon.
Perfect. Yeah.
So that was really a great opportunity.
Yeah.
So rather than traditional high school, you went to the Career Center.
I did.
Yes. And so you knew a long time ago that salon life was on.
Well, I wanted to be a barber,
Got it.
and I was going to be graduating probably 2 years early,
Okay.
just because I just was done with school. And so my counselor was like, "What are you doing?" And it's like, you're going to be like way too young to be out in the real world. And so I said, "Well, I'm going to go to barber school." And I went to a barber. His name was Carl, down in Skyway Plaza.
That's where you went for your haircut?
yeah.
Okay.
And so, you had the 6 different haircuts, number 2 and number 1. And it was
How much did they cost back then?
probably $250.
$250. Okay.
But it was always a fun atmosphere in there. You always went in there, and it was really always real sterile and clean. And you always had the white high neck
The white
barber,
thing, yes, with the little buttons on the
But,
side. Yes.
and it always smelled so good when you left, because we'd always
The towel.
the witch hazel and all that stuff, and the hot towel. And
Yep.
it was an experience, So, yeah. Actually saw my first Playboy magazine in the back room too.
Whoa. You heard it here.
Shout out to the barbers in the world.
It was just an experience.
Shaping
It
the
was
American
real
youth
positive.
since 1957.
I think
That's
Marilyn Monroe was
hilarious.
on it. Yeah.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So that was not the Playboy part, but it inspired you. This
Yeah.
that Carl's.
Well, yeah.
I want what Carl's got.
Yeah.
It was just
Which was a good life.
it was
Right.
a good life. It was,
Exactly. And it seemed joyful to you, and you were.
Yes.
He was making other people feel good about
Absolutely.
themselves, and yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So the counselor said, hey, how about going to the Greene County Career Center? And I thought, well, okay. He said you could, they've got a program there called cosmetology. I'm like, I didn't even know what cosmetology was. It's like, but you can be licensed to cut hair when you get done with school. And,
How do you handle weightlessness?
I know. So So I went there, and at that time, it was pretty close to a correctional institute.
Whoa! Really?
Well, it was, it
Yeah,
was
the
pretty
misfit
Is
rough.
that where they
toys.
kind of shuttle
Yeah.
everybody
When they
that
don't know what to
wasn't
do
quite
with them. Yeah, so it's like, I mean, it was, I
correctional
was
institute?
I was a little shocked. It's like,
Yeah.
to
So, did you find it easy to fit in? Were there a lot of other cosmetologists, or
Actually, I was the first male to go through the
the
program.
first male? Okay,
And I shared a locker room with the auto mechanics.
because you were the only guy that was there, and you,
Yeah. Well, and if you've read the book, you
yeah,
you see how that played out.
Mm.
But I made it through, and it was like after the first couple of days, it was like they saw they weren't gonna,
yeah,
they weren't gonna break me. So it's like,
yeah.
okay,
Did they have a nickname for you?
not that I can think of.
Okay.
Besides,
I know.
Yeah.
the one that is in
The,
the
ha- the hair guy, the cosmonaut.
The one hair guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So I mean, I had a great experience. The girls were really actually super awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, my wife's best friend was in school with me.
Oh, that's
It
wonderful.
was Margot.
She could keep an eye on him.
We didn't know each other at the time.
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Oh,
Abby went to the two high schools in Fairborn
Okay.
at the time,
yeah.
Baker and Park Hills. I went to Park Hills, and she went to Baker, and so
So you guys hadn't met yet. Okay,
had
we'll
not
get
met
to
yet.
that part.
That's a good story too.
Yeah.
so
Huh. And so then when did you graduate?
it's 1978.
1978. And then you went to Studio 6.
Yep.
And then from there, you just started launching your own.
I did. I worked there for 12 years actually. And I
Okay.
loved it. It was a great.
Yeah.
It was. I just didn't think I'd ever leave there because it was home to me.
Yeah.
But after 12 years, I really needed to make more money and
Yeah.
be able to support my family better. And so,
Can I do something real fast? I'll demonstrate what Honey likes to do. You needed to flap your wings.
yes, yes.
I did not see that coming.
You guys have seen Honey do
Yes.
that, right? It's hilarious.
It
I
is.
love it.
She's adorable.
Sorry, Graham, if you
She
need
did
to
it
cut
much
that out,
better
I
than
get it.
did, so.
I
could never pull that
Don't
off.
cut that out.
So I flapped my wings
Uh-huh.
and opened my own first little beauty shop.
Nice.
It was on
Yeah.
Main Street.
Uh-huh.
It was right next to the Fairborn Playhouse.
Okay.
And it was the lady that owned it before me was Willa Bentley,
Okay.
and she had owned it since the 40s, I think. And
Oh my gosh.
and then Candy Massbaum bought it from her, and then I bought it from Candy Massbaum.
Okay.
And so it was there. I was there a few years, and that's when our daughter got sick.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's amazing how God works. It's like I had this lady, she just kept stopping in and saying, hey, I really want to buy this place. And each time she would stop in, she'd offer me more money. And so it's like one day she just got to the magic number, and I'm like, okay. So,
Gave her the keys.
and it was just,
Wow.
it was just God's hand, because it was
Yeah.
like we was going through a really difficult
Yeah.
time, and I didn't need the stress of that, and so it just was a nice transition. And so I went to work for Fred Pomeroy and S.C. Tackus.
Really?
They owned
Really?
they owned a beauty shop together. It was called Esprit.
I did not know that.
I remember Esprit, but I didn't know that they were the owners of
They
it.
were.
Wow.
So I worked for them for a couple of years. And then I bought the little beauty shop, the building next door to Andy's drive-through,
Yes.
First Chelsea Manor. That was,
First Chelsea Manor.
That's where I came into.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was my first.
Same.
and that was our, after our daughter passed away, it was like we needed a project. And so we kind of threw ourselves into that. And
Yeah.
it gave us something to build,
And to honor her too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we was there for several years. And then we outgrew it. I mean, we were just exploding out of that building. And
Yeah.
then we bought a chiropractic's office there on Main Street across from
right.
Fifth Third Bank.
Yes.
I can't really think of the guy's name, but
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And so we renovated that building. Was there for
That was amazing. And you had plenty more space than
Plenty
you
more
did at the
space.
original Chelsea
Yes.
Manor. Yeah.
It was a big old beautiful Victorian home.
and we actually outgrew it pretty quickly too.
Because you had massage therapists in there
Yeah.
at that time. People doing
Esthetician,
facials and all that. Yeah.
Gift shop, and it was just
that's right, yeah.
retail. It was, and so so then kind of the same situation. We had somebody that really was purchasing it from us, and
I
so
remember her too.
so we
Yeah.
ended up
Because she wasn't a stylist. She just wanted to be a business owner.
and so I worked for her for I think maybe 4 years or something like that,
Okay.
5 years maybe.
Yeah.
And then Nancy Turner, who was an old friend of mine, owned the salon next door to Giovanni's. And she closed up and she said, "Hey, if you want a beauty shop, you can have it." It's like,
Really?
so I moved next door to Giovanni's.
Oh my gosh. I bet it smelled good there every day.
I tell you,
If you like Italian, yeah.
All your clients were hungry by the time they left.
so then Giovanni's expanded next door where I was at. So
Right.
then I moved to the corner where Lefty's is now.
Okay.
And that was
that's right.
so tiny.
Yeah.
And then Mike
yeah.
Boyd came and said, "Hey, I've got this building next door to me."
Yeah.
So I went and looked at it, and I've been there ever since. So,
And how long's that been?
gosh, I think it's been almost 10 years since we've been there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a journey through
Yeah.
Fairborn.
Through Fairborn, just
Like east and west, north and south.
I know, right?
All the locations. Yeah. And each one really had its own flair and flavor.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. Kind of had found its own spot, and
But I love that because you're able to kind of bring it to life, right? That was another essence thing where you kind of pulling out the essence of the space.
Every one of them flourished.
yeah, every one of them. I mean, it's
Every
just-
one of them.
You're an incredible businessman, Jack.
Well,
Yeah.
it just goes to show you that small town doesn't necessarily mean small life.
Right.
Amen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. I love that.
Yeah.
Ah, wow. Okay. We got to talk about how you and Abby met.
Well,
The clean version.
I worked at. I worked at.
If you want to chime
Actually,
in,
I
Abby.
met.
This is now you got to remember too for our folks at home. These are Graham's parents. Producer Graham, son-in-law Graham,
He's
also
got-
son of Jack and Abby.
He can turn his headphones off.
Yeah. La 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 la.
Well, I actually met my sister-in-law first.
Okay.
So I did Abby's sister's hair, Deb.
Ah, okay.
I did her hair, and she was visiting from England, I believe, at the time.
Oh,
And
wow.
so she had went back to England, and Abby actually worked at a gift shop next door to the salon I worked, and so my friend Margot and her friend Margot, I saw her one day going into the gift shop to visit Abby, and I saw her, and so I ran out to say hi to her, and then so Margot introduced Abby and I.
Oh,
But
very cool.
Abby actually used to do the bank deposits for the gift shop at Farmers and Merchants, which is the bank that she, started working at.
Okay.
And so, I had seen her walking back and forth in front of the salon, and of course, yeah,
Kind of caught
we
your
were
eye.
we were checking each other out. And so
Was she peeking in the window?
I think so. She was basically stalking me.
Good for you, Abby.
So
You'll get your turn too. We'll put you on the mic next week.
I went over to visit my friend Margot. She introduced us. I think I asked her out that day. I'm not sure. Maybe the next day, but she actually turned me down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She was
but
otherwise
That was your first
connected.
but
attempt.
she did slip me her phone number. So it's like,
Oh, so all hope was not lost.
no. So of course I went straight home and called her.
Where was your first date?
Our first date actually was, I think, at Frisch's in the parking lot. We just kind of met for iced tea, and I'm,
She's saying no, but
well,
yeah, she can have her. She can have
that's
her
right, she
turn
can have
later.
it. Yeah, exactly.
So Frisch's, and then did you guys go to a movie or
We
just
went to- I
kind of
remember
hung
we
out a
went to
little bit?
movie. I think the first movie we saw was, I think 9 to 5. But
Now
I'm
I
not
feel
sure.
like Bob Eubanks on the Newlywed Game.
She needs her own signs
We need some
with a
cue
big
cards.
Sharpie.
Yeah.
Please don't ask where the most embarrassing place we had sex.
Yeah. They called it whoopee.
list.
Yeah. Made whoopee. of that
Actually, I
program.
was curious if you were both partiers, though.
No,
Okay.
just she was.
Just she was.
We learned that in the get to know me phase.
So you guys have some Airbnbs now too, right?
We do. We have 2 Airbnbs.
That's awesome. And is it on the Airbnb website? Is it like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom?
You know, we've
Tell
got,
us a little bit about it.
we're just kind of getting into it.
Okay.
And we're going to get a manager to manage that because that's not
That's a good
our
idea.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great
they're
idea.
really
The rehab, though, I mean, you guys put an extraordinary amount of work into the rehab
Yeah.
of every salon that you did and the Airbnbs that you've got. So you're not afraid to roll your sleeves up and get the work done.
No,
it's
not
just
at
the
all.
day-to-day management
Yeah.
that you want to have somebody else maybe help with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
So if somebody is coming to our small town and they wanted a really cool place to stay, how would they find that information out? Is there something that we can pop in? Email Jack.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they are
Well,
beautiful. The
yeah.
big, huge picture windows
Yeah.
overlooking Central
mean,
Avenue.
Yeah.
Right on
Seriously, if you
Central.
guys need
Yes.
a place to stay,
Central Park Suites.
Central Park
Yes.
Suites. That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, Central Park
Right
Suites.
next door to Central Park. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
Très chic. They're très chic.
Yeah. Yep, definitely the
small
place
town.
to stay.
Yeah.
And vacation. You guys are like the vacation people.
Yeah, you guys just got back.
Well, yeah, we did just get back.
Yeah, that's why you
Do you
got
have a
such
favorite
a good tan.
vacay spot? Like, do you share one, or do you have yours and she has hers, or do you have no favorites?
I think just as long as it's the beach and warm and
Because I know Sanibel was on your list for a long time, and then they
Yeah.
got kind of
Well, it got
blown off
wiped
the
out.
map.
yeah.
Have you guys been back there at all since all that happened?
I have not been. I think Abby has been back.
You haven't gone back either? Yeah.
I don't think there's still anything there. I don't even know if you can sleep there yet.
Yeah, I have no
It's-
idea.
But that's been 2 years at least,
I
right?
don't know. Yeah, at minimum.
Yeah.
But Jamaica, Captiva.
Captiva's better?
You can stay there, but
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Sanibel's pretty trashed up.
Oh,
gotcha.
that is unfortunate. Yeah, because that was a magical place. We actually joined you guys down there
Yeah.
for one vacation, and that was just so
During a
fun.
hurricane.
Yes.
Solid rain. It was delightful.
But it was still so wonderful. I know. I remember you guys feeling so sad that it was raining, and I'm like, but you know what? We don't usually. This is a new experience for us, and I loved it. You know, and we played games together, and it was great.
We
It
still
was
went
great.
shelling, even though it was raining.
Yeah. Yeah. Abby's a really, she's like a professional sheller. Anything else you want to share with us? Things that maybe anybody doesn't know, any little secrets or tips or, you know,
Or just a parting thought. If there's
just a
something that
parting
you know you
thought.
want to leave, this is going to be recorded and for posteriority. It'll be here for a long
is
time.
that a real word?
I just made that up.
I think most people that know me. It's like
Yeah.
I'm kind of an open book.
And you
Like,
said that's one of the questions that I ask, you know, are there any boundaries that we,
I mean,
should
if
avoid?
if you read the book, there's
Yeah.
not much left.
You
know,
sharing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
it's yeah, and I think it's important for people to be able to look at their lives. I said I think everybody should write their story. Everybody should. It's like because it gives you an opportunity to look at yourself and the good, the bad, the ugly, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like you were saying too, just how that propels you forward.
Oh, 100%.
You know, and how, you know, you still have a lot of years left
Absolutely.
and a lot of life to live. So, you know, just using what's from the past to move
Yeah.
you forward.
And it helps you write your next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
because the first chapter doesn't define who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you get to write that last chapter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
That's phenomenal. Yeah. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for being on
thanks.
with us,
Thank you
Jack.
for
This
having
is
me.
great. Graham,
great.
thank you. I hope this was as
you,
fun for
Graham.
you as it was for us. Thanks, Abby, for popping in. We'll
Yep,
have you
thanks
on
for
for your
popping
own.
Couple
Well,
of things.
yeah.
We're there. My request for you is if you like what we're seeing, what you're doing, what we're up to, hit that subscribe button, mash it with your thumb,
And like
and then
and share.
like and share.
Like and
Of
share.
course, of course.
And then check the comments below if you're on YouTube or Spotify for ways to get a copy of Jack's book or connect with him about his Airbnbs or to schedule an appointment at a salon.
Absolutely.
Lots of ways to connect. Thanks, Jack.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
Thank you.
Amazing.
See you next time. Do any bats in the case?
Sweet.
No, you're clear. I dare you to add that.